friends, it is too hot to do anything. 105 today. It's been clouding up here and there, but it is just brutally hot. Brutally hot. But, well, this is pointless. I was gonna walk out here and show you guys something on my computer, but then I realized that my computer's in the house. So I'm gonna grab the couple things that I need out here. I'm gonna show you something on my computer, and then we're going somewhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something on Scout to Hunt. This video is sponsored by them, so big thanks to them. They're keeping the channel rolling. And I actually came up with this idea for myself. It's a challenge, and the challenge is basically this. I'm gonna go on Scout to Hunt, and I'm gonna see if I can find one of these trail cameras that had elk on it, and I'm gonna go see if I can find a shed off one of those elk. So I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off or not. It's a pretty tough challenge. But if I end up finding a new shed spot, then it'll be worth it. I'm kind of thinking in this area here. I'm not going to show you guys exactly where I go, obviously, but it'll be somewhere in this circle. I'm willing to drive a few hours. I don't really care. So let's find us some elk. Ooh, that's a big bull. Interesting. Just keep looking here. Ooh. That's a good bull. Holy cow. Get a load of that bull. Well, I think I found me a good starting point. Decent bull. Nice looking 6-point. Well, that'll work. So each one of these sectors that you see has a couple cameras in it. And then you can filter it to show like private land, roadless, wilderness. You can show fires, springs, trailheads. You can do the satellite. So there's a ton. That's actually, I like that one better. A lot of scouting resources right there. Anyway, pretty cool. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's way too hot to be going shed hunting. I realize this is like not a very well thought out thing, but I gotta do something. I have a total archery challenge coming up this weekend. That's gonna be a good time. But this is a good something to do for a couple days in the middle of the week. So I'm gonna go out, sleep out in my bedroll and do that. But I just wanna say a big thanks to Scout to Hunt for sponsoring the channel, sponsoring this video. Let's go see if we can find some sheds. All right guys, so I've been hiking for about 15 minutes is all. And I've been doing Instagram lives, so I haven't really been filming what I've been up to. But these are the ones I picked up so far, just 3 little deer sheds. Nothing crazy, but I got it on this point that looked pretty good. It had a lot of the right vegetation, a lot of this winter feed on it, and a lot of elk sign, actually fairly fresh, and some older stuff. And I stumbled upon this. Ah, yeah, pretty good 6-point. Oh, you know, like a little 300 bull, maybe 320 or something. But hard white. There's the fuel for the trip paid for. Now I just got to get a couple more to cover the rest of the costs. So that makes me pretty happy. Let's wonder if I could set up this camera and show it to you a little bit better. Maybe I'll get the pickup. I gotta take some pictures, hold on. There we go. That's actually, maybe it's waterlogged or something. That's a good, like a 7, 8, probably 6, 7 pound horn. Hard white. That's like, prices the way they are right now, you're talking 80 bucks right there. So there's all my fuel for the trip. There's some little bonuses. This is hard because I'm on Instagram live right here. Anyway, I went live on Instagram to pick up this set of deer sheds, and then I just freaked out and lost it. This is my biggest set I picked up this year. I saw them side by side and I heard it went live on Instagram. And we're gonna pick them up. But look at these things, you guys. Look at that set of deer horns, are you kidding me? Oh, they're a little chalky. Well, they're kind of chalky, but oh my heck. This is hard, I'm trying to double film, but God, my hands are shaking. All right, I'm gonna pick them up. Let me figure out how to set up these 2 cameras here. Oh my gosh, the set, you guys. Look at that shed. Oh, he's huge. But check this side out. Look at that freaking cheater. That buck is stupid big. That cheater is like, oh, it's kind of almost broken. But it's like 8 inches. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that happened. Well, there's one reason to get out in the summertime, pound the hills a little bit, so you can pick up some horns like that. I didn't take ATLs. Ah! Whatever, it doesn't matter that much. There they are. Oh my heck. There they are. That was kind of exciting. Here we go again. Got another set laying right here in front of me. You guys, I'm having a heck of a day out here. Can't believe this. Just went for a short walk and check these out. Another cool set. Got a dropper off the front, lots of mass. Let's pick them up. It's a pretty cool buck, really. He's not a small deer. You can tell he's a way old deer. And he's got a big gnarly mass and palmations. He's got a busted dropper right here, an intact dropper right here. Jeez, good day. This is just one of those nights. You have so many crappy days where you hike and like occasionally maybe pick one up or don't pick up any, and then you have a night like this. That's what's happened so far in this hike, and I just walked up on this one. Big gnarly base on it and everything. Look at this shed. That's a good deer too. Man, I can't even tell you guys. This is just crazy. Sometimes they just pay off. Sometimes spots just pan out, I guess. But it's almost dark and I gotta hustle because I'm gonna see if I can turn up a few more. Almost out of here. Got the arms loaded and bam, there's another one. A lot of deer sheds in here. I'm surprised. I was seeing a ton of elk sign and surprised that I didn't find more elk sheds, but I'll take deer. They keep me excited, keep me going. Man, what a day. What a day. Okay, just to catch you guys up a little bit because I've been doing all kinds of stuff and not filming it. I drove around a lot this morning. I've been trying to find a way up into that spot that I found on Scout to Hunt just to see if it's gonna be a good place to shed hunt or not. So this is the closest road that I can really find that's gonna put me in the area near that scouting sector that I like the best. So I'm gonna have to hike a lot of flatland to get over to it through these sagebrush and cedars. I kind of like doing that anyway. That gives me an idea of the traffic of the animals that are in the area. And you can also luck into a lot of times sheds in the lowlands and the low stuff. And so I'm gonna go and work my way kind of up this bottom, across the side hill and up onto the hills. And I'm gonna go see if I can find, obviously, some elk sheds. So I'm gonna start hiking. It is hot. Like, I came out here banking on the idea that it was gonna be overcast. There's a pretty good chance of rain today, but there's really only clouds in the sky to the north of me, and it is 100 degrees out here right now. And there's flies, and it's awesome. But I got plenty of fluid. I got my neck gaiter. I'm gonna muzzle them up here in a second. And then I'm just gonna go hit it until I can't hit it anymore. This is kind of cool. I'm a long ways from any road. Haven't found any sheds. It's kind of a weird place to have a mine, right? Guess not. Looks like it's got an active coyote den. Man, big old mine. Woo! Sketchy. Sketchy, sketchy. We'll go around to this side and have a look. Don't fall. Don't fall to your death, man. Holy. Not that deep. Pretty interesting. Some sort of a mine or a cave or something. I had to show you guys this because I have found absolutely zilch today. I'm out here, look at this view. I'm out here looking like an idiot, sweating my guts out. I don't have enough in me to climb up to where the sheds are. I can see it from here, but it's still 4 or 5 miles straight up and it's too hot. So I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna circle out of here and come in from another way another day, I guess. I think the sheds are up there, but There's a very sparse elk sign, very sparse deer sign down here down low. Might luck into something, but had a day like yesterday and I start thinking I'm pretty good at this, and then have a day like today and it's like, well, I guess I still suck. But I'm thirsty, it's hot, so I'm gonna go hike back to the truck, have some cold drinks. Well, I got in the truck to switch spots, drove around a little bit, and went home. So now I'm getting back to town and I'm gonna go get me some Chinese food, because that's what you do to celebrate. Except I'm going on the healthier side. You know, I'm all about that diet life. Gonna get me some teriyaki chicken and vegetables, because that's what's good. Didn't get into the elk sheds, that's the way it goes sometimes. Had a good day on deer. I mean, look at that big set back there. Happy. I had the opportunity to sit down with my buddy Ben O'Brien and do a podcast this week. Well, I was at the Total Archery Challenge in South Dakota. It's called the Hunting Collective Podcast. Oh, there's a rattlesnake in the road. It's dead. Anyway, it's called the Hunting Collective Podcast. I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video to that podcast. Go give it a listen, tell me what you guys think, and subscribe to that podcast. Ben's a friend of mine, he's a good dude. Go subscribe to his podcast. All right, so I wanna show you guys these sheds that I picked up and everything, but I wanted to give you guys the full rundown on what they look like, because I think it's super cool to have multiple years off of deer or elk. I love that. So I picked up this set right here. That was one of the first brown sets of deer sheds I ever picked up out in that area. I found that area just kind of on a whim. And I picked up that brown deer set right there. And then I also picked up a cheater elk set that I sold because I'm an idiot. I picked up those. And then that same year, which was 2012, I picked up this single, which is off of the same deer. It's a regressed down version. So basically this deer was getting older and he was getting smaller. And I found this brown set, right? And then I also found this one, 2012, the same year, and these two sets and this antler were about 300 yards apart. You know it's him because the bases, the frame's the same, the front end curl's the same. This buck has a really unique flat burr. So like the back of this is really flat, there's almost no burr to it at all. He has that on all of them. Super flat on the back. And then this is the set that I picked up in this video, and it's the same deer as well. You can tell it's the same deer because I picked him up 200 yards away from where I found this brown set. And he has the exact same kind of almost a 3-point frame on this side. He's got a double beam this year and a bigger cheater. But this year he just has gobs of mass, and then he has the cheater, has the same flat bases. He has everything the same. It's 100% the same deer. And then that year he had a big inline on this side, and this year he had regressed back to a 4-point with just a stupid amount of mass. Like this shed, it's weird. It's skinny at the bottom, and then it goes to a big webbed out massive point on the top. But I love having multiple years off of deer. I think it's super interesting. I'll never sell these sheds. These are all keepers for me, just to have the connection. And it also lets me know that I think there's one more side. The match to that antler still out there. Josh Corbin said that he maybe has the other side from this year. He's digging around trying to find a picture, so he might have it. When I asked him where he picked up his, he told me this pretty much the exact same area. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys the history of that deer and kind of show you guys why, to me, that's cool. You know, to have multiple years off of an animal is special. I've spent so much time trying to find more years. Like sometimes I'll find a set of white sheds. Like this bull up here is a good example. It's one that's in my intro. You can see it right there. A really palmated out big bull. I found a set off of him, and I seriously went back to that place 30 plus times trying to find more years off of that bull, just because I love the look of him. He's so big and so palmated. And I have a few different deer and elk that I have different years off of, but the one I talked about earlier, the elk set with the cheaters, is like the biggest heartbreaker ever. I found his one side. I guess I'll just tell you about it since I don't have the sheds anymore. I'll see if I can dig up some old pictures. I don't know if I have any more or not, but I'll try to add them to this video. I found his one side. It was an inline 8-point shed. And then the next trip out, I found his other side, and it had an 11-inch cheater, and it was the one that was sitting right next to that brown set. And then I went back actually that same day, and I found a year newer. His 8-point side had turned into a 7-point side, and he was just a big, heavy bull, and I found that shed. And I went back to that area so many times trying to match him up again. And that's why it was surprising to me that I never found this set, because I've been back to that area so many times and gridded it. And it's kind of funny because I picked up like 12 sheds in this video, or however many I found. I found some little chalky bases and stuff that I didn't show. And I've been back there so many times and I've never been able to find that set. So it just goes to show you, like, it doesn't matter how many times you go to a spot, you're always missing stuff, and so is everybody else. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys and tell you guys, get out there and shed hunt. Be careful in the summer. It's hot, it's kind of dangerous. If you notice that my voice is gone, that's from the next video that's going to be coming out, where I went and watched my buddy Chad Mendez have a UFC fight. Anyway, it was so much fun. But that's going to be coming up, something to look forward to. You guys, if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, I appreciate it. I'm working hard and trying to put out content that you guys want to see. We're coming up on the hunts, and I have some huge things planned. I'm excited. But thank you guys for following along. Hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment below, and we'll catch you on the next one.